Alright, so last episode was an absolute tragedy. I count a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 big bodies jumping this one E rank. And we all know how it goes from here. Bro was about to get smoked until his menu popped up on the screen. Next thing we know, he wakes up in the hospital with all limbs attached. But that's when Nanami and Megami walked in the room to have a little chat. And we found out that 1, this man has been unconscious for 3 days straight. 2, OG and Honey Boo Boo Bear made it out safe, but with losing that left arm, he may be forced to retire. And sadly, Honey Boo Boo Bear is completely traumatized. After that incident, she hung up the jersey for good. And you know it's bad when they got you in the dark looking at a 24-hour white screen. And 3, when other hunters got word of what's going on, they rushed to the scene, but they got there and only saw Jin laid out on the floor. But now the main reason why they're here is to see if this nigga got a reawakening. Now usually whenever you have an awakening, you get what you get and you don't get upset, cause that shit is not changing. But on rare occasions, it's possible to awaken again. So they threw down the manometer, tested Jin, and he has a whopping power level of 10. He's basically a pedestrian. And then he gets greeted with another one of these screens. But that's when his sister pulled up to check on him, blah blah blah. But when she walked out and this dickhead was with her, she didn't even do anything in this clip. But from what she did last episode, his sister and this hating ass nigga. Cause the first thing she does when walking into the class is ask about her brother. Oh, I bet I can do a better job than him. Bro, I need her to get humbled. Put her on the fuck you list alongside bitch boy. But anyways, Jin figured out how to use the menu and found his daily quest. It says strength training. I was like, oh cool, he gonna have himself a cool little regimen or whatever. But nah, word for word, bar for bar, they gave this man Saitama's whole routine. We already know what that routine can do to a nigga. They trying to turn Jin into a demigod. But it also says failure to complete will result in an appropriate penalty. And for whatever reason, Jin thought this was some type of joke. He knows damn well niggas got bodied in that dungeon. Shit, he almost got bodied in that dungeon. It wasn't a joke then. Luckily you got saved, but all of a sudden you think shit is sweet. But next up we see this guy talking to Shorty. And off rip, I think I know what type of dude this is. At this point, it's a canon event that if you're a CEO, you are destined to get your ass beat by the MC. Characters like this is always up to no good. Shit, you can't trust a nigga who wakes up in the morning and puts a ring on each one of his fingers. That shit is diabolical tendencies. But one thing I like is how this world is showing progression in a realistic way. We seen the flashback of this first happening with modern technology being absolutely useless, so they had to rely on those hunters. Now 10 years later, being a hunter is a whole job. Now the government is trying to turn the dungeon crystals to a new energy source, and these portals randomly opening up is just a minor inconvenience. When niggas see a portal, they're not running around losing their mind. They like shit, it's just another Monday. See, this show feels like if this was to happen to us IRL, it will go the exact same way. But now we're back to Jin and man oh man, you done goofed. The penalty being written in all red should have flipped the switch in your brain being like, oh wait, maybe I should lock in. I just witnessed a smiling statue cosplaying as a rumbling, and I don't think I want to risk going through that shit again. But then he fell out of his bed and woke up in a different biome. At first I was like, damn, they just threw him in the desert, but nah, it gets worse than that. They put him in a survival game mode and had him running for his life for 4 hours straight from these big ass centipedes. And not gonna lie, I'm putting this under the plot category, cause ain't no way you ran full speed for 4 hours straight. Not only do you have crazy stamina, nigga, you outran a giant centipede. Them shits have 30 legs and you outran that bitch. Matter of fact, you outran 2 of them. Yo bro, these anime characters just don't be seeing the vision. With speed and stamina like that, Usain Bolt who, nigga, Sung Jin Woo would have been the face of that shit. But now I'm assuming it's been maybe a week since then, and he's making sure he don't miss a single objective now. Bought a whole fit for the occasion and everything. But then it cuts to Honey Boo Boo Bear and this dude is on her line trying to get her back in the field. But like I said earlier, the jersey has been hung. She's not going for that. But before hanging up, bro on the phone was like, oh, by the way, I heard Jin finally woke up.
Got him. We fucking got him.
I don't know what Jin did, but his game must be immaculate. If he plays his cards right, he got himself a keeper. But when she got there, she overheard some nurses talking, looked outside and saw that boy putting in work. And this is when we find out that he gets 3 types of rewards for completing his daily routine. The first being a full recovery, the second being skill points and that boy's going for a pure strength build, and the third being a random loot box. Now before he will usually get some bullshit like bandages and pens, but this time he got a key to a instance dungeon dungeon. But before going there, we got a little flashback. Pretty much their mom passed out randomly, so they took her to the hospital and found out she got something called eternal sleep disease. And they don't even know the cause of it. The only thing they said maybe is from constant exposure of mana, but that's only a theory. And this is where those medical bills come in, because the only thing they can do is provide life support. So Jin had to become the breadwinner of the family. So he was doing construction, but that's when his powers awakened. Instantly went to the Hunter Association, and shorty right here is a damn lie. Talking about how he qualifies to be a hunter, knowing damn well this nigga is a level 10. Shit, you could probably beat him in a fight. So he made it to the location, and the first thing I noticed, this nigga bought that same bum ass knife again. I'm hoping it's at least a different brand. So he uses the key, walks in, then a barrier formed behind him, but when this girl walked through, he knew he was in a separate dimension. So he walked down and immediately got ran up on by 3 tutorial goons. And this time he's doing way better than he did before, weaving and blocking their attacks. Perfect parry on that first goblin. Ooh, look at that dodge. He's in perfect head smack position. I see this as a missed opportunity. Then the goblin went for the finishing blow, but Jin is no longer an easy lick. Went for the same attack he did in the first episode, but this time it actually worked. He stepped back and was like, oh shit, I might got that dog in me. Both goblins came through, but Jin hit him with excellent maneuvers. Headshot the first one, ran up on his homie, and that boy's feeling different. He ain't never hit the knife spin before, but that's another body caught. But then the block immediately got spun by a wolf with a metal jaw. That nigga John got reincarnated.
Yes, John. The nigga that beat up that pit bull with his bare hands with the metal plate in his jaw.
It dashed in on what I told you about that sorry ass knife. And now this man has to box John while being terrified and with no weapon. And bro, if they keep hitting me with these cliffhangers, we gonna have a problem.